Good afternoon. Today is the 9th of February and we haven't even got the mount in the way so much today. So it's time for yet another rambling and not particularly interesting instalment in the very vague vlogs series. I don't script these, I don't really edit them to any degree, and they're mainly for the people who are channel members to actually get an idea of what's going on every week. Of course, we do release them later on for everybody because I don't believe in hiding any content behind a paywall. But you know, if you don't want to see these about a month after they're made, then you can become a channel member and then you can see them on the very day that they're actually recorded. Not that I'm sure some of you are bothered about that really. So today I've switched to my mother's Mercedes because I'm actually doing some filming over the weekend. It's quite a long journey to go up there and I don't really want to be gulping down enormous amounts of fuel on the way there and back, because that all, you know, adds up. And also I think the heater resistor in the Rover has gone. It's a very, very common problem with them. Really, really common problem with them. And it's not an expensive thing to fix particularly. I'm not actually sure if I can do it myself. Before you say in the comments, oh yes, you can do it yourself, I'm really not a mechanically minded person. I prefer not to mess things up, rather have someone actually do it for me properly. But you know, even somebody at Seabrook actually is realising that sometimes it really is better just to get somebody who knows what they're doing in. And so that's what I'll do. I don't know who I'll ask to sort it out for me, but probably someone who's actually competent as opposed to me who would just fail miserably. One of the things that I always remember about this car is that when the first lockdown started to ease in May 2020, we did this car on Tweed Jacket Reviews, and I think it's either the least popular or second least popular episode of Tweed Jacket Reviews. When Alex's Assets filmed this car on her channel earlier this year, she actually did okay with it, but she didn't get nearly as many views as I think the most popular video on her channel now, which is the 2021 MTHS manual that I happen to be driving when I actually first went to see her, which is funny considering she's pretty much a classic car only channel, and suddenly she had this brand new MG which had surpassed everything. So yeah, you know, sometimes it's good to try branching out for a change. But anyway, this car didn't do particularly well, but then I pointed out to her how many views I'd had on the Tweed Jacket Reviews episode that was uploaded, I think 2nd of June or something, 2020. And you know, if you're looking at buying one of these cars, it's a 2017 Mercedes C200 Sport Estate called the S205 model, the generation in general is under the W205 because that's the code for the saloon version. Then you know, it's not bad. I just cover a lot of things, and I mean a lot of things in exquisite detail. It's one of the longest Tweed Jacket Reviews episodes ever. I think it's 33 minutes, and you know, this is the first one we'd actually had out of the gate for months. I think the last one we'd done was in March, so it was a long time. It was supposed to be one of these things that you know, revitalised the channel after a long period of not really filming any reviews. And at that stage we only had 2 review formats, Tweed Jacket Reviews and no budget reviews, and that's all we had. So I was a bit more limited onto what I could cover unless I sort of stumped up for, you know, doing the full Tweed Jacket experience, which is exactly what happened with Mr. Richardson. And we'd been talking about filming this car properly for a really, really long time. Obviously I will link to the video in the description below if you want to see it and haven't seen it. If you aren't bothered, then you aren't bothered, you know, it's just the way that it goes. The video that we filmed for the 5,000 subscriber special has not nearly done as well at all as the No Budget Reviews episodes on the Peugeot Expo G7, where I pretend to be Ian Seabrook. It's just the way that it goes on this channel. People don't want to watch the kind of high quality content that we can make if we actually have the funds to do it. They want to watch me being an idiot, which I've seen actually on the Hub Not Fans Facebook group, which is an unofficial group, but I'm not part of it, but one of my friends is, and he showed me that, shall we say, there are some people who took displeasure to the fact that I pretended to be Ian Seabrook and filmed that video, which I don't personally really care about. There's a reason why I haven't run in that group, and if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. It's rather like with the Tweed Jacket episode on this car. I don't really mind if you don't want to watch it. It just kind of means we won't film many Tweed Jacket Reviews episodes because they cost a lot of money and we don't get it back. So that's really it. We do like to do them, and I was really hoping at the time that would be a really popular one. And Mr. Richardson did a really good job. He filmed the car for his own channel because he was doing a series on every C-Class model, really the one that of course he has. But it just today I've probably just see these everywhere, and they're not particularly interesting cars for many people possibly. I mean, I don't think this is a bad car. I use it a lot for doing business trips. The last paid job I had in London, I used this, and I'll probably be using it again for another trip to London I've got coming up next weekend. But compared with some of the more weird stuff I cover, maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. Answer in the comment section below. But yeah, it's not really me necessarily complaining about it. It's just the fact that when you have a channel and you have costs, because every channel's got costs. They might be minimal, but every channel has costs, and you have to sort of work out over the course of a while how you're going to financially sustain it if you don't have like the costs being covered of every video, which to be honest a lot of mine aren't, and that's the case with many channels the size that I am. So if I can do No Budget Reviews, like I did the other day, I actually walked to retrieve the car that I was filming on No Budget Reviews, so my costs were absolutely minimal. Then that's obviously better in terms of keeping things going. But if I have to drive 250 miles, stay overnight, pay someone to film a video, pay someone to edit it, and pay for them to stay for filming as well, it's obviously a lot better financially. It just means that creatively it doesn't give the flexibility that I'd ideally like, because Tweed Jacket Reviews is a very dear format to me, and I personally think this car was worth covering. And initially this channel was only going to be Tweed Jacket Reviews. There was not going to be no other content at all on it, but then we quickly realised that actually in order to build the channel up, unless I wanted to spend thousands of pounds on it and still get nowhere, I had to sort of put other stuff there that was actually cheaper to film. And it's just happened over the course of a long time, 3.5 years and 850 videos, that actually other things like slightly shambolic shuffles, No Budget Reviews and things like that, and often sort of opinion pieces for some reason, do a bit better. So I don't really tend to focus too much on this car particularly, because I don't really think it's the sort of thing that makes particularly interesting content for most people, and that's absolutely fine. There's other channels probably cover these cars a bit more and they do better with them. So I think that's quite enough of me going on about pretty much nothing, or the same old stuff as I usually do. So thank you ever so much indeed for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Like this video and leave a comment below. And if you say things like, you're an idiot or something like that, then of course I'll remove the comments, because I don't think that's a particularly nice thing to worried about someone who's put a video up, even if the video is terrible. Just don't watch it. That's the advice that I give to most people. But yes, those of you who support the channel, with channel members, those who actually give support in other ways on a monthly basis, those who provided cars, and just generally those who are helping out. I very much appreciate it. We never would have got to the stage where we are, even though the channel is still quite small after all this time. It would have been even smaller had you not been sort of helping out. So I'm always very grateful to everybody in that way. And I suppose we'll see you again next week for something else, which is just a complete, I don't think I've made up on the spot, and is vague. And some of you like it, and some of you probably don't. That's just the way it goes on this channel.